In the 1840s, during the time of the Second Texas Navy, there was a naval officer by the name of Thurston M. Taylor. Taylor served in several posts, including aboard the steamship Zavala, the schooner San Bernard, the squadron flagship Austin, and for a time as commander of the Navy Yard at Galveston. Now, Lieutenant Taylor was a bit of a clothes horse. In fact, he was a lot of a clothes horse. He was well known for wearing new, expensive, and fashionably cut uniforms. This apparently created a lot of resentment among his fellow officers who had not been paid for months and sometimes had to scramble to keep themselves fed and clothed at all, much less in the height of fashion. Where Lieutenant Taylor may have got the money to dress that way, we'll get to in a minute. One day, Commodore Moore, who was always interested in maintaining morale among the squadron and encouraging good relations with the Galveston community, announced a formal ball. Lieutenant Taylor had just acquired a pair of expensive new boots in the latest style, and he let his fellow officers know that he intended to show them off to best advantage on the dance floor. So the day of the ball arrived, and Lieutenant Taylor, as expected, stepped out in his flashy new boots. What he didn't know is that some of his fellow officers had taken a sharp knife and carefully cut most of the stitching that secured the uppers of his boots to the soles. They were sturdy enough for normal wear, but would come apart quickly under stress. Lieutenant Taylor was known to be passionately fond of dancing, and soon he was pirouetting across the waxed dance floor, lost in the music and the company. As the music grew to a voluptuous swell, Taylor became carried away in the mazy world of the dance. Suddenly the music stopped, and everyone turned to see the unfortunate Lieutenant Taylor standing barefoot in the middle of the dance floor with his magnificent new boots thrown to pieces around him. Ever after, he would be known in the Navy as Boots Taylor. It was a mean trick, one of many practical jokes reportedly played on Thurston Taylor. But don't feel too bad for him. Taylor was later implicated in the theft of some pistols and government-issued clothing called slops, along with other officers. Taylor was never formally charged, but his pay was docked for the cost of the missing items. Was the resentment of Taylor's fellow officers driven by their suspicion of his role in the disappearance of Navy stores? Did the missing pistols help pay for the expensive boots that were shredded on the ballroom dance floor? We'll never know.